Okay, we're going to try this. Okay, I've written a book called Rick Scott, Enemy of the State, and during the research of this book, I've discovered some pretty disturbing things, concerning, alarming things about the state of Florida. Now, this book is available on Kindle, Amazon.com, on the Kindle store. You can download it on your Kindle, Apple device, Nook, using the conversion device, or you can download it directly to your PC. Okay, as I said, I'm David Kearns. This is me. I'm a writer. Okay, I graduated Florida Tech '88, served in the U.S. Peace Corps, Honduras, and fisheries and aquaculture. Recruiter for the U.S. Peace Corps. Following that, I became a writer-photographer for Sebastian Sun, Indian River Press Journal, Florida Today. I'm a former high school teacher and soccer coach, now a full-time author. Okay, my first book, Where Hell Freezes Over, came out in 2005. It's about my father's plane crash in Antarctica on the U.S. Naval Expedition there in 1946. Okay, why I wrote Rick Scott, Enemy of the State. Rick Scott is our governor, and God help us. I have skin in the game, that is to say. I have 3 kids growing up here in the state of Florida. My eldest daughter is attending a major university here in the state. She's on a scholarship. The teachers that are under attack were invaluable in helping her achieve that goal. My middle child is enrolled in the IB program and doing well, despite the fact that teachers are being, everything about their profession right now is being downgraded. And my son is enrolled in the U.S. Marine Corps Junior ROTC program, and he loves it. And one of the major reasons I'm doing this is because I'm fighting against what I see as a corporate takeover of the United States through the state of Florida. And Rick Scott is only the expression, the spearhead on the expression of that corporate takeover of our state. Behind him, we have the election system that put him there, and the corporate machine that runs the election system. And never before was the example so clear that the exemplification of a syndrome going on than the election of Rick Scott. As we know, he was born in Bloomington, Illinois. He was raised in Kansas City. His father was a truck driver. His mother was a J.C. Penney salesperson. He's married 38 years. His wife is Ann. He has 2 daughters. He served in the Navy aboard a radar frigate, the USS Glover. Served for 29 months. He left his service in 1973. No shipmates have come forward to claim him or damn him, which is somewhat irregular for a former Navy guy. These ships are close quarters, so people get to know each other. So it is a little strange, let's just call it that. So you have to wonder if the story is really true. Anyway, his career went from donuts. He started a donut shop. He scrimped and saved cash away. He became a lawyer along the way. He came up with $120,000, and he went Dutch with a developer, Richard Brainwater, on a hospital. And then from there, the 2 of them purchased Columbia Healthcare and became Columbia Healthcare HCA. This becomes a monster that gobbles up and redefines private healthcare. Amid a federal investigation, the creator of Columbia HCA was forced to resign by the board of directors. The company was fined $1.7 billion for defrauding Medicare, Medicaid, and TRICARE. Now, TRICARE is also the system that helps the veterans. So people don't realize that he also defrauded veterans. He defrauded the Medicare system, the medical system for veterans. Scott walked with $310 million in assets, stocks, and cash. He founded Solantic Walk-In Urgent Care, and with $70 million of his own cash, he essentially financed his campaign. And in 2003, he moved to Naples, meaning that with 7 years, he was eligible to run for our governor. So many of us have pets that have been residents in Florida longer than our governor. My cat is one. And this is his home here on the right in Naples. And that's only a third of it. The photograph you had, it's just too large to put in here. And this is a new home that he's purchased an 8-year lease on. The governor's mansion he thinks he has. He's never so much been elected to a planning and zoning board or a city council anywhere. It's something to keep in mind. And this is where you're paying for him to live now. So, like I said, we are going to talk about Florida's hinky election systems. And that's just the way it is. A lot of people don't want to know this information. They'd rather not know. strange. Some people continue, to participate in the system so far as to campaign for people, and at the same time, they won't look into what's really going on with our vote. Every close election in the state of Florida goes to a Republican. Every close election, major election, if it's close, something always tips the scales, despite the fact that we have more Democrats in the state of Florida than Republicans. So if you're an American and you value your citizenship, your patriotic citizenship, it comes down to which pill do you take? The red pill and go down in there and find out what the truth is, or the blue pill and continue to live in dreamland. You have to ask yourself whether you really want to know. Some people don't. Like I said, they don't want to know. But I am going to take you on that journey a little bit of the way, the truth into our election system. I want you to remember that there are 58,195 names on the Vietnam Memorial Wall. The wall is also 246 feet long. Just keep that in the back of your mind. Voting machines. Or something like this is likely where you voted the last time, or you didn't vote when Rick Scott became our governor. This is a Diebold AccuVote optical scan voting machine. All the machines in the state of Florida are now optical scan. That means you scan the ballot in there, and then the memory system, which is stored, the memory card, which is stored in here. Up here is where the tabulating software and so forth is, and the tape is removed from these machines on a daily basis. But your memory card goes right in here, and it's funny. This is secured by an Allen wrench, where you stick the memory card in and out, and you can get into that with a hairpin. That's part of the demonstration I took this picture from. Okay, in 2000, the GES machines, which are now Dominion, it's a long drawn-out story of different corporations' ownership, but it's the same software. That software counted backwards 16,022 times for Al Gore. That means a vote total of negative 16,022 votes. There's no earthly reason why vote counting software should ever be able to account backwards. And when I asked this question of elections officials recently, I was not told that it can't. So we have to know that it still can. There is still a negative field somewhere in there that you can put a sign in there and negate the votes of the person who is the non-desirable in terms of the machinery. Okay, from the Florida Voters Foundation, July 7th, 2010. This is a letter to Interim Secretary of State Dawn Roberts. We are writing to express concern over the threats to Florida's elections, including voting systems, cybersecurity, administrative procedures, and inadequate county funding. All pose serious threats to Florida elections, including the 24 August primary in 49 days and the general election in November.